And we are live. Hey, Katarina.
That's
hey,
great. Hi,
Katarina.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is great. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's sort of speeded after not being sure if I was going to be 1 minute late or on time. So
you made it right on time. You're
Yeah.
just out of a pitch into this room here, right?
Yes, I was
How did it
pitching
go?
in France for MedFit. Yeah.
Did it go well?
Yeah, I think so. I spoke to a guy from Bayer and a few other people, and they were prepared, had good questions. So yeah.
Of course it went well. You're Katarina Hedbeck. I mean, of course it went well.
Well, I've done a few pitches. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. Welcome to this Wednesday afternoon Innovation Fika with Donny and guests. Every Wednesday, 2:30 afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Swedish CET. I'm live on LinkedIn with a Kinder egg of a cool guest, great technology, and fantastic ideas. And here today again with both a friend and an alumni and everything in one. Katarina Hedbeck of TaDa Medical. Or do you say TaDa Medical?
Well, definitely on Friday afternoon, yeah. But usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is TaDa Medical.
TaDa, okay. So, okay, for everyone watching out there, then what is TaDa Medical?
Well, we improve lives for nurses and patients. And currently our product is a breakaway connector for IV tubes. IV therapy is the most invasive procedure with 3.8. Yeah. You can have them here, peripheral or central, yeah. So 3.8 billion tubes are used annually.
3.8 billion tubes.
Yes.
Okay.
And 10% get accidentally ripped out during use.
10%.
10%, yeah. 10%. And massive consequences with cost adding up to 28 billion euros for Europe and US alone. And when the problem is that something breaks, the standard solution is to make it stronger. We did the opposite. We made it weaker. So our connector, our breakaway connector, is a weak link with double balls, keeping blood and fluid from spilling, and you can easily clean and reconnect it again. So this way you also save time and you save the patient from harm. You save toxic fluids from going out or vapors, anything. Yeah.
So, okay, just so I get this straight. I have a needle. I actually had, the last time I had one of those was when I was in hospital, I think it was last year. Yeah, it must have been that. It sounds like I'm always in hospital. I'm not, but I mean, I was in hospital. I was part of a freak accident, but that's for another different Wednesday afternoon. Anyway, so I was in hospital and I had this needle in my hand. Yes, in my hand. So what you're saying is that, I'm just backing up to the figures here again. What you're saying is 3.8 billion of these or wherever they're put every year. 10% of those are accidentally like ripped out or pulled out or something happens, right?
Well, I said the tubes. They use the cannulas, catheters, a few more times than the tubes actually, but never mind, it's a detail. Yes, 10% of the tubes.
Well, that's a lot.
Out. Yes,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
It feels. I mean, it feels like, and it feels like there are a lot of things in healthcare. We'll come back to this. There's a lot of things in healthcare which is sort of kind of oops things which we could be working on as well. Which of course you've done, because what you've done then is you've invented in the tube a breakaway connector. Which more, I mean, I think we could compare it to like the charging cable for a magnetic thing for a Apple
exactly,
or something. It just disconnects and then you can more or less put it back together again and then it works again, right?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Thank you. No, we had a few. We were in an exhibition in Nuremberg, MedTech Live, and then we had some of those German engineers who've been working with plastic medtech components for their entire lives, coming up to us saying, it looks really simple, but we know it's not. Well done. Congratulations. It's like, a little bit breaking on the German thing there. It's we're really onto something and we know it. We know.
How did you, okay, good thing, Now we've sort of decided on what you do. I mean, now I even I understand what you do now. And we have people watching here as well, so it's cool. Hi everyone, Staffan is here. Cool. Hi, hey Theo, what can you say? Right? Nice seeing you, Theo. Ask questions, comment, whatever. It's live online. So how did you come up when the serendipitous moment of coming up with this idea? How did you sort of, how did it come to you or the team, or how did it happen?
Yeah, no, we the entire team journey is really funny. It's through Clinical Innovation Fellowship. So me and the other co-founders are fellows from KTH and KI, and it was in the library at KTH where we actually rented, the rooms in the library for times and times. We had first been at the Akademiska sjukhuset, the children oncology department, and observed. So we done real needs, and we followed the Stanford biodesign process and did observation after observation, and then we made those up to transfer them into needs, realize this need, and then you go up and down saying, is it only a small portion or is it a larger problem? So we had lots of these different needs that we evaluated, and this was one of our favorite ones. But we first actually looked at the problem and had a problem project list. If we solve this, what should be solved? Because it's a lot of follow-up and consequences of an accident. But the ideas we broke at the library of KTH, and then we sat often at in the basement there under open lab as well. And then we were up at your place, of course, at KTH Innovation, where it all started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be in any way sort of no. But so that means you have a long list of another bunch of things.
We have two names for it. One is Golden Box, and the other one is ID Parking Place. But it's really the same ID bunch. But then, I mean, the innovations, it's like a muscle. Once you start thinking about new ideas, you get more and more ideas. And
I know.
And we try to be.
That's the problem. I mean, that's one of my. Sorry for interrupting, but
it's good.
One of my mentors, way back, used to say that when I came, and I have another great idea, that kind of thing, and he went, "But just calm down, because the problem with really good ideas is that they tend to deteriorate into really hard work."
Yeah, I know that one.
you know that one as well, right?
Yeah. No, and we also try to focus, but that's why we call them ID Parking Place. Some of them we've written a few words about and just store them. But also, it's very easy to understand that if you start thinking about the breakaway connectors and you are in one ward and you do some clinical study or research and talk to more nurses and things, it will breed new ideas. So we have built our entire business model around that and improving it now, actually, how it can feed into new ideas, because we want to be on two places in the value chain, both need-based R&D, but also medtech marketing, because medtech marketing is evidence-based marketing. So you want to have studies and collaborations. We're very open for open innovations, collaboration, spin-off, licensing.
And for anyone joining this live broadcast now, my name is Donny. Every Wednesday I do this live broadcast, and with me today I have Katarina from TaDa Medical, or TaDa Medical, she has invented the breakaway connector for IV tubes. IV tubes. Let's say that. Yes.
Yes, it's the entire team. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. It's a team effort. Coming back to the idea, when you get the idea and you decide on, well, let's do this. I mean, I'm not going to say you're not finished then. I mean, this has been a long process when it comes, because I mean, you've patented this as well, right?
Yeah.
You have.
And it's granted. The patent is granted. We filed for another patent as well earlier this year. And it's granted in Europe, USA, Australia, South Africa, and 13 additional countries outside Europe that is pending.
Okay.
We didn't do it cheap when it came to patents. Certain things, you do bootstrapping, you try to.
And what is, I mean, and that's interesting. I mean, what is your, now having done this, what's your experience from from patenting, and what would you say to anyone that is working on, this kind of invention?
Don't give up, keep on going, because it's such an amazing journey, and ask for help, because there are a lot of people especially in the medtech community, who are actually eager to help. and want to give and share. So it has been a very rewarding journey, and especially sharing it with the other co-founders. And I know Rebecca was, if I would have failed here, she would have been talking to you. Yeah, it's wonderful working with so nice people, and I wouldn't, want to do the journey without Christopher and Rebecca I started with.
And what I mean, many people. I mean, okay, so I'd say I won't say that. I will not say that many people don't know what a patent is and how it works. But I think that sometimes I think that people have a very sort of simplified idea of, oh, I'll just send in a paper and I'll get a patent.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't do it like that. No. we actually came up with 10 different possible solutions. It was something like that to the problem, and then we were, structured working with them, and then we asked company who check the possibility of getting a patent granted, the chances of the top 3 of our solution, which one would give the best chance of actually giving us a patent granted. And then we worked a little bit more with that product, and then we choose between, I think we went to 20 different companies before we choose which patent company would actually work with us, because it's those, we think eventually it will be a license deal, so everything will be around the patent. So it really needed to be bulletproof. And once you apply, before you get it granted, they will evaluate if it's uniqueness, if it's enough innovation height, and all of those things. It's quite a lot actually, and it is. And I mean, it looks very simple. It's just a connector, yeah. But according to the experts, it's apparently not as simple, yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, I mean, the most brilliant inventions are the ones you look at and you go, but that's, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not simple. It's simple. I mean, everything is easy when you know it, when you know how to do it, and everything
is
when
it's done. When it's done,
everything is obvious. Yes, yeah. Everything is obvious when it's done. But I'm impressed with how, I mean, you very sort of strategy and method, and not just, as I said, not just writing a piece of paper and sending it off and hoping for the best, but actually really, really, really going through the process in a very methodological way, in not only having a number of solutions for the problem, which is interesting itself, and then picking the right one, which probably has the highest probability of being patented, but also being patient enough to actually go through the patenting agencies and speak to the different people and pick the one you feel also was the right match for you, which I don't think people know that you can do even. Right?
Yeah, but it's a really important choice. Yeah. On other things, we have been trying to get lowest cost or things like that. Here we really made sure it was the best without best for value for money. It was just the best, and usually we do it, best value for money. Here we just went.
Yeah, well, I mean, being economically sort of minded is not the same. Doesn't have to be the same thing as being cheap. I mean, it's being smart with money as well. It's yeah. So where are you now? I mean, where are you sort of in your development, and what's the roadmap, the coming period we see ahead of us?
Yeah, it's been almost feels strange to say it has been a great year, but for us, it sort of has been actually. We have moved forward with all different aspects, worked really hard. We got the EU funding earlier this year. So the EU gives us 1.5 million euros in grant, and we get money as equity from the EIB as well. So that's all really, really good. And we managed to hire some really smart people who can help us bring forward as well. The product, we split that. So we say the ReLink concept lies the foundation for entire product family. So from medtech perspective, we say that our first product should not be connected to a pump, but simpler, just gravitational drop. That makes it easier for CE mark. So we're having that CE marked next month.
Okay.
And we're doing ISO certificate audit this month. So it's a lot of things happening there. We're building up a marketing platform so we can sell this to specially picked hospitals to prove our market. And in parallel to that, we will build up sales channels to sell to veterinarian, because it also fits cats and dogs and different regulatory approvals. And then we have been contacted by hospitals, vascular access experts who have been searching for breakaway connectors and saying it's the only thing that's missing in their kit, and they want to do evaluations. So we also have to pick where we're going to do some research and who to partner up with.
So how many in the team now then?
11. We're 11.
11. Cool. Well, I mean, well done. Congratulations. And I mean, really, really exciting times ahead as well. And I look forward to, I almost said the next time I'm in hospital. No. Well, knowing myself, I'll get there sooner or later.
Better to stay away.
Wood. Hopefully, touch wood or touch funny or whatever. Hopefully, not too soon again. No, but really, really fantastic to hear. And this is one of the journeys that is so fascinating, because it starts with an idea, and then, I mean, we as here at KTH Innovation, we see the what goes on behind the stage and all the details, and then suddenly it's sort of out there, and it's like sort of, wow, this is amazing. And I mean, I'm super impressed with your invention and your product that you have now. It's really, really cool. But I also think that we should, everybody listening as well, I mean, we should actually give some thought to the enormous amount of work that you have all put into this, because it doesn't happen by itself. I mean, these kind of things just don't sort of ta-da or ta-da don't just sort of happen by themselves. It's actually it's a lot of work that goes into this as well, right? I mean, you've spent.
I think we thought we also got really great help from KTH, the coach, and your colleagues, and you, everybody. But I think we thought at that point it would be quicker and easier. And you never heard that one before, did you? No. We thought many times, we're soon there. It's soon going to be work. It was a lot of work. Yeah. But I think, from a perspective, it's probably quite nice to have that attitude, because otherwise, if you see, the enormous work from the beginning, I think, it might be overwhelming. Perhaps ignorance is a bliss sometimes, isn't it?
I mean, that's one of the best survival skills of the inventor and the innovator and not the inventor, but the innovator and the entrepreneur, because I mean, you're not just an inventor, you're actually an innovator as well. If we're going to do the definition part of it here, there are very many inventors out there that totally underestimate the whole market aspect and the customer aspect, and they invent something and they think they're finished with the invention, but it's not an innovation until it's actually out somewhere creating a value for somebody that can use it. I mean, that's the innovation part. So, I mean, all cred to you to actually pushing it all the way. But I think, as you said, I think that's one of the biggest survival skills of everybody is, the feeling of, this is done tomorrow, and then tomorrow again, and then you have, and it's interesting because this paradox of time in entrepreneurship, because everything has to be done tomorrow, but somewhere it's going to be not going to be done until like next year anyway. So, but it's the sense of urgency is important to have, to think that you have to push, and then also the patience and the perseverance, because I mean, it's, as you said, don't give up, right? It takes time, and just every small one, every little battle you win, every day is important. I think that's so ignorance is bliss in a way, but also knowing that you can get there if you don't give up. I think that's important as well.
But if I had the choice, knowing the amount of work, knowing everything, I would so do it again. I would, and I would also encourage other people to be entrepreneurs and do a startup journey. I mean, I can't talk for all technical fields, but medtech, do it.
Okay, well, that's good. This is good, because let's sort of let's come to the sort of end of this Fika session, our coffee break here, and say, okay, well, what you've been saying some really good things to people out there, ending off me, Donny, here with Katarina from TaDa Medical, the inventor of the breakaway connector,
together with my team. Yes, we said it right.
Of course, the team. what's the key message to people out there who want to improve healthcare or work with medtech inventions? What's your
look at the problems, the needs that are unsolved, and solve it. Because I think that if you look on what's not solved, I think that's a very good way to actually pull a solution to a problem rather than invent something and push it out there. I think it's a lot easier if you know there is a real need for something. So it's not just to do something a little bit cheaper or a little bit better. You're actually improving lives. Yeah. And I mean, that is satisfaction in itself, sort of thing. Yeah. So
indeed. I mean, and as it must be very satisfying to work in a field where you can actually, do things which affect people in a very positive way.
Yes, it is.
Positive impact.
And a lot of people are really friendly too, and encouraging, and give advice, and it's a wonderful journey.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is, for me, I love talking to you, and I love seeing your product. I started at KTH Innovation 11 years ago. Last week was my 11th anniversary, and one of the first products I worked with was a medtech invention. Actually, it was a nurse in SÖS in Stockholm, that a midwife, when they deliver babies, and then they're supposed to take a blood test with a syringe in the umbilical cord, like that, right? And it's the gloves, and the umbilical cord is kind of messy. It's just so they keep on actually sticking themselves with the needle very often when they're taking these blood tests. So she invented this very simple thing called stick stop, which you put in your hand. It's a piece of plastic, and then you don't sort of. And it was just the satisfaction of working with something which you knew could improve the life of people was a big thing. And I think that will also help. I mean, that must have also helped you sort of push through all of these evenings and weekends and long days and all of the hours that you need to work.
Yes, and also when you get the feedback that people want it, and you talk to users, and people wonder why it's not already out there. And
yeah. No, I will say though, ending off, I will say that I'm very impressed with that you went out and you looked at needs, and then you picked you picked a number of needs, but a need that you felt could be and should be addressed. You came up with a number of different solutions, and then you picked the ones that you felt had the best probability of actually being realized and patented. And then from there, you went on to pick the right patent agency, and then you went through that whole process as well. And now you have a almost global patent for the product.
Yeah, looks very promising. Yes.
So I mean, it's super impressive how you've worked so methodologically all the way through. So I mean, well done, team. And
thank you for inviting me here, and thank you for KTH Innovation. It's a really nice place where it all starts, right?
Yeah. And those were some words from our sponsors. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No,
but it is our pleasure, and we go to work every day to see these things come to life. So it's my great pleasure to see it have come to life. So this is fantastic. Katarina, I won't keep you longer. You probably have another 5 or 10 pictures coming up. Good luck. Merry Christmas.
The same to you. Yeah. And I hope
have a great ending of the year and a good start of 2021.
You too.
And thank you everyone out there for listening and for commenting as well. Take care. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.